going on, guys? Welcome back to Dude Ranch DIY. My name is Jake, and it is about 9 degrees out here this morning in southwestern Connecticut. As you can see, we got a couple inches of snow over the past couple days, but this is the coldest day that we have had so far this winter. Last night, I think the overnight low was about 7 degrees. I think today it's supposed to warm up to about 22, 24 degrees. As you can see right there, the Kubota tractor was a little reluctant to start, but she fired up. We need to bring more wood into the house for the wood burning stoves. I've been going through about a third of a cord or one tote or log lift bag of firewood per week, roughly. And it is time to bring in a freshie. So we're gonna let the tractor warm up, and that's what we're gonna do. We are a couple days out from Christmas. Sarah and I got some shopping to do today. We gotta go pick up the meat and stuff. We have the families over to our house for Christmas Eve. So I'm looking forward to that. Always gives me a chance to fire up the big green egg and cook some delicious meats. Who doesn't like that for Christmas Eve? Let's get to work. All right, got a new log lift bag of all cherry firewood here in the basement. As you can see, not too difficult to move that thing with the pallet dolly that I made. Got a video on doing that way back when, but should keep us good for about another week. pull the rope. Alright guys, we're gearing up to cut these bladders. If you've never done this before, it's extremely messy, which is why we waited for a pretty messy, sloppy day. We're hoping that the contents inside are for the most part frozen. The stuff does come out of clothes and is water soluble, but it takes a couple washes. So I am geared up. You know, I think, who was it? Kamala Harris said it best. We're trash to begin with. So might as well embrace it. Well guys, that is a dirty job. If Micro is watching or anybody knows him, send him a link to this video. Because that, processing bladders for mulch, IBC totes, is by far my least favorite and filthiest part of doing firewood. And I know I don't have to cut these bladders to make the tops, but in the end, I feel that it provides for a much better finished product in my seasoned firewood. I find that the leaves fall down in the totes that don't have tops, and then it rains and the leaves stay wet and hold moisture, which attracts insects and mice and chipmunks and stuff like that. So it just all kind of snowballs. So that's why I take the time to do this. I know from experience, my clothes get absolutely destroyed when I do this. I need like a smock or something, but honestly, this garbage bag works better than a smock. I'd imagine my hat's pretty dirty. Chris is on the Eastonmade, splitting up the remaining ash rounds that we had cut up. He has all of these totes that we just, processed, stacked up here, 3 high, ready to go. So, we made some progress today on this absolutely dreary day. The reason I chose to do this today is because it is both cold and it is going to rain for the next 4 days pretty consistently. So all of this dye that is totally organic. Keep in mind they put this stuff in the mulch that goes in your garden, so it's all organic, natural, but the rain will wash it away and let it seep down into the asphalt millings, and hopefully it won't linger around for too long. Because it does get on your clothes and boots and stuff, and it doesn't stain, but it's just easier to not have to deal with it. So that's that. Pretty miserable day. As you can probably tell, it's freezing rain, so I think we're gonna cut this one short here, and we'll pick back up when I'm out here next. Sarah, my parents got me this Blackstone grill for Christmas, so it's pretty heavy. Took it out of the back with the tractor, and we're gonna bring it in the basement and get it assembled. Okay, so we got this thing assembled. Looks pretty good. Got 2 fold-down side shelves right there. I like how this one has a magnetic strip for your barbecue tools. Got the top to cover it hanging on the back. That wasn't too bad. Took me about 45 minutes. Okay, probably leave it here for now. I want to get like some sort of fabric cover for it just to protect it. I know this covers the cooktop, but you know, something like I have, well, the egg one isn't on because I just used it yesterday, but something like I have for the Weber. While I'm here, I might as well put on the egg cover because it's raining. I ended up getting this Blackstone because the day after Christmas, Adam from Hometown Acres was in town, and me and my wife Sarah and he and his wife Lana all went out to dinner after that day that Adam and I spent together. And at dinner we were talking about grilling and stuff, how I have the big green egg, how he has the Blackstone, and he showed us how versatile it was, and you know, told us all about what he cooks on it, and it sounded really good. So we actually bought the exact same one Adam has. They were on sale at Walmart for under $300. So Sarah and I kind of figured, why not? Seems like a good thing to have. And you know, I'll probably end up getting rid of that Weber grill just because I never use it anyway. I always find myself cooking on the big green egg, but it does take significant time for that charcoal to heat up, whereas this Blackstone, you know, it's propane, so it heats up pretty quick. You know, I was using these things to hold that furniture blanket on, and these rubber caps just keep sliding off, or at least most of them were. That one seems to be on there pretty good, but all the ones that are going to slide off, see, they just come off. Why won't this one come off? Guess that one's in there pretty good, but I'm going to glue all these other ones, so that's annoying. Okay guys, so what I got here is a new fireplace blower, or a wood stove blower unit, to go on my standalone Quadrifire wood stove. Now this thing, I guess, came from the factory with an optional blower. My particular stove did not come with the blower, but it is set up for the blower. Basically, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see here, but if the camera will focus, there are those 3 holes in the back to which I have already removed the screws out of, and the blower literally just screws onto the back and you plug it in. It's pretty simple, so there's not much of an installation for me to show here, but I figured I would show you the blower and we'll check it out once it's all installed. All right, we got the blower mounted up with the 3 screws. That's as simple as it is. And then on the other side, I don't know if you can see that, that's basically the rheostat. It comes with a magnet, and it says to put it on the rear, you know, mounting point, or like plate over there on the opposite side of the stove. It was very specific to what side it said to put it on, so I made sure to follow those directions. We got the fan control here. It has a manual and an auto mode, and you know, kind of like a dimmer switch to turn the fan from high to low. We got it plugged in over here. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a try. So I'm going to switch it from auto to manual. And sure enough, fan turned on, and might be able to see it there, a little bit of dust, but we got airflow coming out. I'm gonna turn it up. And there, we can see it is blowing out. I have never had, you know, a blower on this stove before. I honestly didn't even know that you could have a blower on this stove, but sure enough, I mean, the stove isn't very hot right now. I was waiting for it to burn down, but it is blowing out. Let's go over to the other side. Oh yeah, I can feel it. You can see that little piece of dust or wood. Oh yeah. Oh man, there is actually a pretty decent amount of, oh, I see. It's coming out mostly from back here. In this back area, you can see it's angled to then push the air out towards the front of the stove. So yeah, actually up here, you can feel it quite a bit. That would definitely put a lighter out. So in conjunction with my heat-powered fans, I might not even need those puppies anymore, but I guess it can't hurt. And we are blowing. So that's pretty cool. I read some reviews saying that sometimes they rattle a little bit on the heat shield, but if you can listen, it's pretty quiet. I don't hear any rattling whatsoever. I guess we'll see once we go through a couple heat up and cool down cycles if anything changes, but I am pretty happy. So we got this wood stove area all put back together. Got some more wood in there and it's starting to catch. As you can see over here, this is a tote or a little bin that I fill up when I empty one of either the bundle tote or my own Firewood supply tote down in the basement. And this is the type of stuff that does not get filtered through the grizzly bars and ends up making it into my Firewood tote. So if any of you guys were ever wondering how much scrap the grizzly bars actually filters out, it's quite a bit. Generally at the end of one of my Firewood totes, by the time I'm done, emptying it either for the firewood stand or for my own personal use or for making bundles, generally, if it was run through the grizzly bars, this is the amount of kindling / scrap that will be left in the bottom of a tote. And this is just your standard, let's see, 58 quart, 55 a liter. There are the dimensions. Storage tote. It's not like one of those big, huge ones. It's actually pretty small. And that is the amount of scrap that is left in the bottom of the tote, which generally is about the perfect amount of kindling to start your fires if you were using all the firewood in said tote, for heating purposes or whatever. Today it's about 43 degrees out, maybe 40 degrees out. So it's not too cold. So I like to burn this little kindling, kind of scrap stuff during the day. And then you can see back here, I have some larger chunks that don't make it into my, saleable firewood. But that stuff, as you guys know, there's, some big knots and stuff in it. But that stuff is perfectly fine for, me to burn, and it puts off a lot of heat in the stove. So I left the blower control module down there. It's in the auto setting. I don't know exactly at what point it will kick on, at what temperature it kicks on. But, I think it seems as if it's working. So I'm going to let this go for a little bit and let the stove heat up. And we should come back with those fans on and lots of heat blowing out the back there. One other thing I want to mention is that I got this blower kit at fireplaceblowersonline.com. I will leave a link down in the description for their website. They have all different sorts of aftermarket blowers for lots of different stove manufacturers and models. This particular kit just happened to fit my Quadrifire wood stove. I will leave a link to both their website and this particular kit if you have a Quadrifire 3100 ACT wood burning stove down in the description below. I called them up. I think I spoke to a gentleman by the name of Jim. He clarified a couple things and pointed me in the right direction for which kit I needed, and I ordered it right there, right then and there. I think it was about $320, and it showed up in like less than 5 days, and that I ordered it before the Christmas holiday, and it showed up well before New Year's. It's actually been sitting here the past couple days. So big shout out to fireplaceblowersonline.com for hooking me up with the blower. I mean, I paid full price for it, but they got it here really quick, and they were a pleasure to deal with. All right, guys, we're back out here in the Woodyard. We've been out here all morning. It's about 11 o'clock. Got out here around 8. We got Alex running the 500i. He's been cutting up rounds. Chris is in the Excavator. I've been running the Eastonmade splitter and moving totes. We're burning up scrap and Christmas trees and boxes, you name it, we're burning it. Got to get all this stuff out of here. it's all really wet and frozen and stuff from the rain that we had, but we got a cold spell coming in, so it's a good day to burn. We just fired up these burn barrels to maximize the amount we can burn all. All right, guys, we are in the truck here this morning. I got Louie with me, my trusty sidekick, and we are going to pick up a new burn barrel oil tank. There's a guy in the town next to mine that is giving one away for free. It's a 275 gallon. I would have rathered a 330 gallon, but the one that I've been using the past couple of years is a 275, so it should be fine. The one that I've been using, still works, but it's pretty misshapen and deformed from loading it, with machines and grapples and just all of the heat up and cool down cycles that it's gone through. The metal's a bit warped. And the biggest two reasons I want a new one is because I'd like to cut, that one that I got, the gentleman had already cut it. This new one that I'm getting, I'd like to cut a lot higher up so that I can fit a lot more volume of scrap and stuff in it at a time. And a while back, Chris had taken it upon himself to just cut some holes in it with his torch, because I don't have a torch, which was great because some holes are better than no holes. But where he cut them wasn't really well thought out. They weren't in good positions, and the holes are kind of small. They get jammed up with like little bits of charcoal and hot embers, and they're small enough to the point where I don't really have any sort of tool or anything to be able to shove up in there to get them unclogged. So I'd like to make some bigger, more uniformly spaced holes to allow plenty of airflow in there to burn up whatever scrap I throw in there as quick as possible. So we're gonna go pick this thing up and see what else we get into today. I've already loaded the firewood stand. I loaded it last night. I put out 6 bundles and 4 loose stacks. By the time I took a shower and then left the house, like 40 minutes later, 2 of the loose stacks were already gone and 2 of the bundles were already gone. This morning, I woke up to only 1 loose stack being left. We're in a bit of a cold snap here. Yesterday was the first day. It's supposed to not really get above freezing for like the next week or so. So that's good news for the firewood stand. When there's cold weather, people buy lots of firewood. I think I did well over $100 yesterday alone. So that is good news. We will check back in when we get to the oil tank. Got the oil tank in the back. Use this nifty little crane. It's actually an electric hoist from Vibor of all places. So got it in the back, gonna head home. Hey Lou. How you doing, buddy? Okay, just got done filling up the loose stacks here. Before Louie and I went to go pick up that oil tank, I had put out 10 bundles and there was only 1 left. By the time I got back, I just brought out 4 more, and there was a gentleman here. He was parked right here where I'm standing, loading up 4 bundles of his own. So that leaves me with only 3 bundles left in the stand. I gotta go make some more bundles, but I thought I would show you guys quickly just what is left in one of these IBC totes after I take all of the, saleable firewood pieces out. This is the type of stuff that's left, and this is the amount. Now, granted, I do put some pieces of smaller, like kindling and stuff in these loose stacks, just because I figure, and as well as the bundles, because I figure if people are starting a fire, they need some kindling too. So I give them these nicer pieces, but, there's more in the tote than I feel necessary to put in the loose stacks. Now, I don't know if my customers would agree with that statement or not, but this is the amount and the quality of the stuff that comes from, one of these totes. It's all pretty, good kindling. It's not like really scrap, really fine, bullshit, for lack of a better term. it's, you know, all good stuff. And generally, like I said earlier in this video, it fills up about one of those small plastic storage totes. So I just burn this stuff, you know, during the day. It's a nice day out. It's about 36 degrees and keeps the stove going, burns nice and hot, and it gives me a way to put it to good use. Now, some people would probably argue the fact, oh, Jake, you should take that stuff and bundle it and make some kindling bundles. I would do that. The only thing that is holding me back, I guess I would say, is that I would need to change the stand, because I would sell those kindling bundles, I'm thinking, for about like $10 a piece, because the way I see it is that if you're buying one $5 firewood bundle, you're getting about 6 to 7 pieces, and one of those kindling bundles for $10, you would be able to start probably about 3 fires with the amount of kindling in that kindling bundle. And just like anything, the more you process something down, and the finer, you know, you process that product, the more expensive it's going to be. It's definitely a lot more of a pain to bundle the kindling, just because it is a lot smaller pieces. I have to store it. I have to make sure it's all dry. So I think it warrants the $10 price tag, but I would then have to alter my firewood stand here and make like another section and create new labels for those $10 kindling bundles. So that's why I haven't done it up until this point. But I would in the near future like to, you know, make the firewood stand bigger to hold more than just 4 loose stacks, as well as have a place for kindling bundles. All right, guys, we are out here the next day, filling up the firewood stand again. I got home from work about a half an hour ago. It's completely wiped out. Nothing left except for cold hard cash. So that's what we like to see. I just got done bringing up a fresh tote of bundle wood up into the basement. Got all the loose stacks filled up. We're gonna go make some bundles. By the way, something I haven't mentioned in quite a while is the money box that I use here. This is called the Honest Honor Box. A viewer of mine makes these. He actually sent me 2 of them. It's a really nice, high quality money box. You know, it's welded up on the inside. It's got this flap here to, you know, if you look at it that way, to push the money forward and down into the back of the box. It's very secure, heavy duty hinge. You can see nice welds all around. This is the small one. I actually have a larger one, but I think that's for people that don't check their stands all that often. I will put his email down in the description below. If you have a firewood stand, let me tell you, this is a huge upgrade from your standard little Home Depot or Lowe's or Amazon, you know, like mailbox that everybody kind of starts out using when they first make their first firewood stand, myself included. I believe the gentleman's name was Norm, and he reached out to me probably well over a year ago by now, and sent me these 2 boxes out. Again, it's called the Honest Honor Box, and I really couldn't be any happier with it. It works really well, nice and simple. And most importantly, it's super secure. All right, so I'm hanging up these 2 pictures here that we had. We took them off this wall a couple months back when they had to get into here to access the plumbing for a project we were doing upstairs. You can see I got my Bosch laser level all set up on the center of the wall here. But I got this print. It's, you know, 2 of my favorite bands, Fish. And then we got one of Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead. If you guys are fans, drop a comment down below. But I wanted to show you guys this alien tape. This stuff is absolutely awesome. It comes in this roll, and it's basically double-sided, reusable tape. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like a rubbery kind of, it's like thick. It's not the thinnest tape in the world. You can see it there. And I basically have it all over the back of this in like 2, 4, 6, 8 different spots. And you just stick it on the wall. That way you don't have to put a nail in or anything and ruin, you know, your drywall or your sheetrock. And it just kind of sticks there. And then you can pull it off and actually reuse the pieces of tape. It's pretty cool. I've had stuff hanging on the walls all over the house for years now. Again, it's called alien tape. I'll put a link to it down in the description, as well as this Bosch laser, crosshair level thing. This is awesome for hanging pictures. But I'm gonna go ahead and stick this up on the wall, show you what I mean. All right, so that's about where I want the base of it. It's blinking because it's up at an angle right now. That's like a little too steep, but for what we're doing, should be fine. Centering it. Now we're just gonna push.
Ooh, baby, baby, push it good, push it real good. Push it.
It's good to push it nice and firm. There we go. No holes in the wall. Let me just take off the protective backing.
Push it good, push it real good.
There we go. Hanging stuff on the walls has never been easier since I got this thing. This is the model of it, if the camera will focus. There we go. I will post a link to it on Amazon. I also went ahead and I got the Bosch laser measuring tape thing, which is also pretty cool for, and just very handy for a lot of things. But lately we've been hanging a lot of stuff on the walls up in the baby's nursery. You can see, got some baby stuff down there below me. So made it a lot easier.